Hi, my name is Kayla Lampkin. This is my first YouTube video with my face in it, I guess. I wanted to tell my story. Um, when I was born, I was supposed to be born in January, but I was born in October instead, October 24th. And I was a preemie, I was really small, and I had to stay in the NICU until Christmas time. That's when I was able to come home. And then, well, the doctor said I wouldn't cry when I was born, but I did. I cried like a little kitty cat, and that's how I got my name. Well, my nickname is. And well, we lived in Compton, California until I was 5 or 4, and Mom thought it was too dangerous to stay there because of all the gangs and all the violence. So we moved to Texas for a better life. Um, it wasn't easy. We lived in a lot of apartments before we actually lived in a house. Until my mom met Michael, and he's my stepdad. And we ended up buying a house, and we ended up living with him, and he was a really nice guy. And then when I was 8, I remember I was talking with my friends, and I walked into a wall, but I could see the wall, which was weird. And my mom, who trained as a nurse, well, she shined a flashlight literally in my eyes and noticed that something was wrong. So we went to the hospital and they discovered I had a tumor, like a golf size tumor. It was near my pituitary gland, if you don't know what that is. It's a gland that controls your hormones, how much estrogen your body gets, and it also helps ladies start their periods and their bodies to grow, their bones to grow. And if they didn't remove the tumor, I could die. So they had to set up a surgery and everything like that. They had to go through my nose for the first surgery. If you can't see the camera, there's a little scar there. Oh no, sorry, wait, no. They actually had to go this way over my forehead for this. And I remember during surgery, they had to give me this IV, and that's where I got my fear of needles from because they just gave it to me while I was awake, and I freaked out. And I remember them putting the anesthesia on me. I was really scared because I didn't know if I was gonna die or not, or if something was gonna happen. And they made me count backwards from 10, and I passed out. But it was too late because the tumor had taken my pituitary and my vision, and not that eye, this eye. No, this one. I'm right. And I was 50% blind. And when I woke up from the surgery, I was in a lot of pain. They had this scarf thing on my head that was basically keeping my head together, but it was really, really painful. And the scar on my head was really big, and they actually had to cut some of my hair to get the surgery right. I mean, you can't tell now because it's been a while, it's grown back. And I remember being in a lot of pain, and I was screaming like I was in a lot of pain. And well, because I had lost my pituitary gland, the doctors didn't think I was gonna grow because I said I was 8. I was only 4 foot 5, 4'8". I don't remember. They said I wasn't gonna grow past that without growth hormones, so they had to give me those. And I had to inject growth hormones into my body so I'd be able to grow. But I also had to take different medication. And now it's gonna be a little hard to pronounce. Here we go. Desmopressin, hydrocortisone, levothyroxine, and estrogen pads. Okay, I'm gonna go and explain what those medications do. The estrogen pads are for me to start my period chemically. Like it pushes estrogen into my body, and I'll literally have cramps and you know stuff. And then desmopressin is for my kidneys, so I can control how much water my kidneys can hold. If I don't take it, basically I'm drinking water like a freaking vampire. And my kidneys can't hold the amount of water, so when I was younger, I would have like accidents because I wasn't taking my medicine on time. And then the hydrocortisone is for my hypothyroidism. If you don't know what that is, hypothyroidism, it's kind of a lot to explain. It's basically something that, well, because you don't have any estrogen, it causes overeating, laziness, you're really fat, it kind of messes with your muscle development. But wait, I don't know the exact term. Number 10 now? I'm joking, I'm not. And then the level of thyroxine for my diabetes insipidus, which can turn into real diabetes if I'm not careful. And during my, well, when I was taking growth hormones, the tumor came back, so I had to have a second surgery when I was 9. I was still scared, but not as scared the first time. My mom was really upset because they knew the growth hormones were going to make the tumor come back, but they didn't tell us. So she was really mad about that. And after the second surgery, I started having seizures. Like, my body would twitch and shake, and I couldn't hold things properly. I still have them to this day, but I take seizure medicine now, so it's okay. But back then I didn't know, and I was having seizures, like grand mal seizures, like it was really scary. And then during my third surgery, I wasn't as scared anymore because, well, I'd been having over 50 times, so it wasn't as terrifying. But being disabled was really hard. Being 50% blind wasn't easy because I couldn't see everything. And, well, at school I got bullied a lot because you can see that my eye is kind of cross-eyed, like they cross and look at each other. And I got bullied for that a lot. And some people would wonder if I was really blind, and they would stick their hands over my eyes just to see if I was actually blind or not. And I really hated that, and I hated being visually impaired. Sometimes I would wonder why God had done that to me. And sometimes I would pray to be able to see again. Like God could actually make that happen. I don't know. Could make bionic eyes. I'd probably buy those. But I was just really insecure about everything, and I was a little afraid to tell people because sometimes my friends wouldn't want to hang out with me because I was disabled. Sometimes I got bullied by my actual friends because I was visually impaired. But it was also really hard to trust people. I didn't know if someone was going to literally leave because they didn't like me because of my disability, or if they were going to stay. But also making friends is hard because we had to move a lot. Most of the time we rented houses, and we couldn't stay there forever, which sucked. I remember making a really good group of friends, but we had to move because we just couldn't stay there. And it was really sad because it was around middle school time, but I'm jumping ahead of myself here. During my last surgery, this is the 5th one, yes, 5 brain surgeries. I had to have radiation. And I don't know what type of radiation was, but they had to put a mask over my face, so they would like submerge me in water. It was really scary, but I did it. And during the 5th surgery, I started crying, and the nurse had said, "You must be afraid," but I wasn't scared. I was happy that God had brought me through all that. And I was really happy. I was 13 then, and you know, just really happy that it was over. But I guess it wouldn't be over, because after all that, I had trouble making friends, trusting people, and well, I didn't really like the way I looked. I thought I was fat and ugly, and well, like I said, I had trouble making friends because we moved a lot, but also because I just didn't trust people. So I thought it would be better if I just didn't have any friends, I guess. I don't know, I had 2 friends that literally stopped being friends with me because they became popular. And then I had 2 friends that ended up bullying me, and then we stopped being friends. I guess all of that came to a head when I got depression, like really bad depression. I just felt like I was really gross and ugly, that I was a failure, that I wasn't good enough. And yes, when you're asking me, did I think about hurting myself? Back then, yes. But now, since I'm 24, I've kind of come to terms with my awkward, introverted self. You know, I don't really care that I'm different. I don't care that I don't have that many friends. I'm happy being me. But also struggling with my disability. It was hard learning about, how to work around being visually impaired. I had to get a blind cane, learn how to walk around being blind. It was weird. I even had a mobility teacher who would literally teach me how to walk around and ride the bus. I don't even ride the bus. People on the bus are weird. But anyway, back to the story. When I was around, I think 15, I decided to move in with my dad. He lives in North Carolina with his wife and his 3 other kids who are my half siblings. And it was really nice there. I liked living with my dad, but school was hard because I didn't know anyone. It was 10th grade, since freshman year was already over. Everyone at school seemed like they knew each other already, and I don't know. It was hard to make friends. I just felt really lonely, and I didn't really like how I looked or what I was good at, and I was just afraid of making friends and people leaving. So I got depressed all over again, like to the point where I wouldn't even take care of myself. I would just sit in my room and think about why God had done this to me, if I was good enough to be happy, if my mom was proud of me, and she loved me, because it seemed when I was gone, she seemed happier without me. Don't cry on camera, Kayla. And I thought about killing myself. I was gonna do it. I had like sleeping pills. I had Googled the best way. But then I felt like this voice inside my head. God had saved me from all the things I had gone through, and was I really just gonna end it here? My little sister, I didn't want her to see me like that, and I didn't want to traumatize anyone else. So I decided that I needed help. So I reached out to my mom. Oh, what people ask me, I lived 3 years with my dad until I was like 17 or 18, and she asked me if I wanted to spend Thanksgiving with her, and I said yes, and I ended up moving back here permanently. I even got my high school diploma. I don't have my college diploma for anyone who's asking, and then I got involved with my church from singing, being an usher, and I'm happy now. I still struggle with depression a little bit and loneliness. I know it's kind of hard for me to break friends and reach out to people, but even with my disability, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with it, but I'm 50% blind to 80% blind, which means I don't have any, what's the word for the vision on the side? Peripheral vision. And then I can't really see anything under here because, well, I don't know why, I just can't. So it makes it hard around kids because I can't see them. But I also can't drive a car, which sucks. And then because I can't have my period naturally, because if I have hypothyroidism, I may not be able to have kids. I said may not. I don't know. I could have them, but I could die. The baby could die. It's kind of sad. But I also just want to let anyone know who's struggling with disability depression that it's okay to have those disabilities. It's okay to be different. I know everyone struggles with their own things, but you should be those people that make you happy, that try to lift you up. You should be the people who are telling you that you're beautiful despite your disability, despite your scars, that you're worth reaching out to. You should have those friends that are there every day, basically with you and watching movies. But it's okay to be sad when there's even rainbows out, and to be happy when there's dark moments. Well, I guess that's all I wanted to say in this video, but if you guys want to watch my other videos, that's cool. Deuces.